People really don't know what their expenses will be because they don't know how long that they're going to live.
Americans are worried they won't have enough saved for retirement now more than ever.
Retirement is going to cost, for many folks, over $1 million.
Is no sure thing in investing, but a lot of people think that annuities may come close to that.
It's going to more safe things that they know. If they know they're going to need that money to supplement their retirement, well, then you can't play that risk.
This is the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman Sr., founder and partner of Heischman Financial Services, serving the Columbus and surrounding areas. Jon specializes in educating pre-retirees and retirees about safe money strategies and ideas. Now, it's the Safe Money and Retirement Show. Here's Jon Heischman Sr.
Good morning and welcome to the Safe Money and Retirement Show. I'm your host, Jon Heischman. Thank you for joining me. And before I get started, I'd like to give you my website address to become more familiar with me and our firm, Heischman Financial Services. Go to HeischmanFS.com, HeischmanFS.com. During the show, you'll probably have questions, or there'll be a topic or situation that will apply to you. I'm going to give you the number to call. I'd like to talk to you about your concerns and answer your questions. That number is 888-426-0177. Again, 888-426-0177. Retirement planning is a very complex situation. It's about income, putting together a plan that will generate income, where it's going to come from, and pay you that income for the rest of your life. Retirement income need. Now, that's the dollar amount needed to support your desired lifestyle. Quantifying this need years in advance, it's challenging, and it's complicated by the fact that many look forward to substantial lifestyle changes during retirement. Good example would be, I want to do more traveling. We'd like to get rid of this big house and move to the lake. Another will say, cut cost, pay off debt. And because of lifestyle changes, income needs are bound to vary considerably from those of pre-retirement years. Figuring them out is a key element of retirement planning. That's what I do. That's what I work with my clients to achieve that income plan. Several years ago, I heard a commercial for a financial services firm that asked, if you knew your number, meaning your number is the daunting amount, be it 500,000, 1 million, or 2 million, that must be accumulated in order to maintain one's lifestyle in retirement. Most people, they don't know their number. In fact, surveys estimate that less than half of prospective retirees have tried to determine how much money they'll need to live on once that consistent paycheck stops. The number is going to be large, and for many, it's going to be shocking and overwhelming. But it is difficult to make a plan if you don't know what your ultimate goals and objectives are. I think the best way to get a handle on income requirements during retirement is to create a budget. And that's one of the first things that I do when I start to work with a new client. Budgeting shouldn't be thought of as a punishment or unwelcome chore, but it is, and it's amazing how many retirees shy away from budget planning. Probably they don't want to face reality. So I have to remind you and my clients, a budget is going to help you improve your financial outlook. It's going to identify what actions need to be taken in order to reach those stated goals and objectives. Make a list of current living expenses, particularly what we call non-discretionary expenses for needs. Then adjust for what expenses are going to increase, which will decrease or go away, such as bills that will be paid off, and which new expenses will appear based on your goals, your retirement plans, and objectives during retirement. Now, to me, budgeting is simple, but I do it daily. I've seen where many have a really good handle on their budget. Others have never put together a budget. But you have to start here with a budget. And I don't know how you can put together an income plan without a budget. So, speaking of budgeting, for my listeners, I'm going to offer a condensed, simplified budget form, which is a great start for anyone that needs help. Of course, you can call me. I'd be happy to meet with you, talk about a budget, and how we do an income plan. So I want to give you this number to call, 888-426-0177. There's no cost and definitely no obligation. Give me a call. Request a budget form. I'll have that sent to you immediately. 888-426-0177. It's my way of saying thank you for listening to the Safe Money and Retirement Show. Now, speaking of retirees, many find that they spend less on housing, often because their mortgages are paid off by the time they retire, or because they sell their large homes and buy smaller ones, which could be less expensive, or maybe they decide to move into a condominium. This may not be the case if a second home is in the plan. Don't forget, though, that even a paid-off home is not expense-free, and many don't realize there's still real estate taxes, insurance, utilities, and there's going to be repairs in the future. Also, retirees tend to spend less on parking, dry cleaning, apparel, and education than non-retirees do. What about second cars for a married couple? You may find that you only need one car. That will eliminate the expense on the second car, lower the insurance rates, license fees, and maintenance. Expenditures for Social Security and retirement plans disappear. Now, in some cases, total income tax, it may diminish in step with the reduced earned income. Taxes, however, they'll be impacted by the amount of income coming from a qualified plan, required minimum distributions that you have to take from those qualified plans. Many retirees that I've seen over the many years I've been in practice, they assume their expenses are going to drop dramatically during retirement. Some expenses, including ones that I mentioned above, may drop, but other costs, there is a good chance they're going to increase. Think about it. When do you spend the most money? Probably on Saturday or the weekend, right? And once you retire, every day is Saturday. You've got travel, golf, hobbies, dining out. Don't forget about increased medical expenses as you age. These things are all going to add up, making your retirement income needs just about equal to the needs prior to retirement. And recently, a TIAA financial services study found that 56% of people thought their expenses would decrease in retirement, while only 31% actually had a spending decrease, and a full 22% of respondents saw their spending increase. And in retirement planning, we don't want to forget about inflation because it's been referred to as the silent killer of a portfolio's value. It slowly and silently eats away at a retiree's purchasing power until one day they realize that their income is no longer large amount to cover their needs. This is all part of retirement planning. And so many retirees find out later in retirement that they didn't plan properly or even to continue reviewing their budget. That's why it's so important to work with a retirement planner. I see it all the time where a new client will say, well, I never thought about that, or I didn't take that into consideration. These are things that we have to prevent so it doesn't cause a real problem later in retirement. I'm going to take a short break at this time. I'll give you the number once again before the break, 888-426-0177. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Life expectancy is at all-time highs, so that means you've got a future to plan for at any age. If you have longevity in your family tree, then you need financial education from someone with the experience and knowledge to guide you into and through your retirement years. Jon Heischman and the folks at Heischman Financial Services are committed to helping you achieve your retirement goals with a low-key and trustworthy approach. Call Heischman Financial Services today to get started on your retirement future. Call 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. Heischman Financial Services has your future in mind.
Welcome back to the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman. To contact Jon, the number to call is 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. Once again, here's Jon Heischman.
Welcome back to the Safe Money and Retirement Show. I'm your host, Jon Heischman of Heischman Financial Services. During the first part of the show, I was talking about income needs during retirement, which leads to income replacement percentages. Retirement income has to replace pre-retirement income. when we talk about income replacement, it's extremely important to keep in mind that the majority, if not all, of your income during retirement needs to be guaranteed. Your income prior to retirement was guaranteed. You knew how much was coming in each week or every 2 weeks. Why shouldn't retirement income be the same? So many planners will do a replacement ratio as a rough guide in determining the amount of income needed in retirement. Using pre-retirement income as a base value of 100%. Therefore, it is common to hear many financial advisors state that retirees need 70 to 80% of pre-retirement income if they're going to support a similar lifestyle during retirement. You can expect that these percentages can vary greatly between individuals depending on their plans and objectives for their retirement years. Two clients with very similar incomes and assets could have totally different plans for how they're going to live in retirement. Example, retiree A may plan to retire to a swank Florida home or condominium that has a marina, a golf course, clubhouse. The income replacement ratio could be 100% or higher, whereas retiree B may favor the quiet and simple life in a small rural village and may require a much lower replacement ratio. This is what we have to determine. And we have to determine if it can be done based on the retirement assets that have accumulated over the years. Studies have determined that the average person needs an income replacement percentage of about 85%. Newer studies have indicated that the replacement ratio for individuals with a $20,000 to $80,000 pre-retirement income range steadily decreased from 94% to 77%. Yet, when pre-retirement income reached $90,000, the replacement percentage increased to 78%. I don't like to go by rules of thumb and percentages that I just gave you because every situation is different. There are variables involved that have to be taken into consideration. What about the retirement savings need? We have to determine this and identify each retiree's total annual income need in retirement. Then we can transition into a discussion of the money that's going to be needed to save in order to meet each retiree's goals. Obviously, we don't have concrete numbers to put into your equation. And I'll give you an example. We don't know how long a particular client is going to live, what unexpected medical expenses are going to crop up, or what inflation is going to look like in the future. I can get pretty close, which is an exercise worth doing. It's very likely that when we do the calculations, you're going to be somewhat shocked at the amount needed for retirement. For many retirees with many years until retirement, there is a second way to determine approximately how much they'll need and have to save for retirement. Let's take the 80% number, then adjust for Social Security income, assuming Social Security will offset. About 25 to 30% means they need to replace around half of their current income. Keep in mind, this is not technically precise, but it is what I think a decent starting place for most retirees in the middle and upper class income range. Third, we need to assume a withdrawal rate in retirement. The withdrawal rate can be turned into a multiple. A 3% withdrawal rate gives a multiple of 33.3. A 4% withdrawal rate gives a multiple of 25. Therefore, principal times withdrawal rate equals shortfall after retirement. Shortfall after Social Security plus withdrawal rate is going to equal principal needed in today's dollars. Therefore, withdrawing $50,000 with a 4% withdrawal rate would require $1,250,000. 4% today is a fairly safe withdrawal rate to guarantee that you're not going to run out of money in the future. This withdrawal rate can be increased if your income withdrawals are coming from a guaranteed income source, which surprisingly many retirees or pre-retirees are not aware of. Those of you that are not, I highly recommend you find out how to generate income that's going to be 100% guaranteed for the rest of your life. Give me a call. We can talk about that. And even though you may be in the early stages of retirement, it's not too late. 888-426-0177. Again, 888-426-0177. It's all about planning and, of course, following the plan. The plan is going to change during retirement, so it must be reviewed periodically to make sure it's meeting your goals and objectives. It needs to make sense to you. The assumptions need to be clear and agreeable. It needs to be in your best interest and involve a level of funding that realistically can be maintained on a consistent and a continuing basis. And I think the best way to create a plan that you will accept is to give you the opportunity to be involved in its development. Understand the plan and how it works with your budget. And it doesn't have to be difficult. I like to keep it as simple as possible. review it as many times that's needed so you understand your plan. And once it's established, you're going to have peace of mind and confidence during the rest of your retirement. I welcome the opportunity to help you in any way and talk about your plans. I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me by calling the number I give throughout the show, and I'm going to give it to you one more time, 888-426-0177, 888-426-0177. Be sure to tune in next week, same time, same station, for the Safe Money and Retirement Show. I'll be giving you more ideas and concepts as to how I can help you with your retirement planning. So until next week, this is your host, Jon Heischman. Thank you again for taking the time to join me and the Safe Money and Retirement Show.
The Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman Sr. To get in touch with Jon, call 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. For more information about Heischman Financial Services, visit their website, HeischmanFS.com. That's HeischmanFS.com. Join us again next time for the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman Sr.